Good morning, children. So, our topic is early humans. So, I have discussed about the early human, the shelter and clothing, the different types of tools, discovery of fire, the beginning of farming, taming of animals. So, let me explain you early humans. So, we have seen that early human. Yes, ma, early human. Then he is very different from the modern human. It is believed that early human lived in jungles, means um, early human most of the time, or like he used to live in forests and jungles. Most of the time they spend their time for searching of food. They don't know cooking. They ate raw meat and ate fruits, wild fruits and roots of the plants. Their tools were different. Their food habits, clothes, and tools were all crude. Crude means very hard. The shelter and clothing of early man is they don't have shelter like us, the houses. They used to stay in natural caves or under large trees. They covered themselves with the barks of trees and skins of animals. Yes, they lived in the caves and under the shade of the trees. And the tools were very hard. They were made out of stones and bones and horns of animals. So these are the different types of tools used by the early man. Next, discovery of fire. So accidentally, early man has seen the fire bursting out in the forest. Then he came to know that fire is something which is very hot. If you touch it, you will burn. And they also gradually realized that the fire helps to keep away the cold and wild animals. So from then onward, they started using fire. They could fire or they could keep the fire burning by adding dry leaves and twigs to it. Then slowly, they discovered the fire, and this has become a big change in the early man's life. Then farming. Yes, farming is one of the biggest achievement of the early human. So when they ate something and throw it in the soil, any fruit or something. So what happened? Wherever they have thrown that seeds, new plants arise from that place. So they thought that okay, if we sow seeds in the soil, new plants will arise. So from that time onwards, they started doing cultivation, and by this, they started settling in the villages. Now they don't need to go in search of food. Now they are settling at one place, so no need for them to go and search food, because they are only cultivating and farming. Okay, they learn to cultivate the land, and they also realize that we have to stay near the river side. Why? Because we need water, and plants also need water. That is the reason they started settling near the river areas, okay, bank of the rivers, and they started settling in the villages. And slowly they started taming the animals also, and dog was the first animal tamed by the early man. The dog has helped the early man in different ways, like hunting. Okay, while they are going for hunting, the dog also used to go. Then they domesticated sheep, cows, buffaloes, goats, horses, donkeys, and some of them are used for milk and some of them are used for meat also. So this is the settled life of early man. Now coming to the transportation. So now early man want to move from one place to the other. So when he had made his life settled, for example, crops are there, now he want to bring the crop to his hut or to his place. Now he want to travel from one place to the other. So at first what he did, he used to walk on legs only with foot. Okay, then slowly he made that we should do something. Then he used the animals to carry the loads from one place to the other. Then, according to the experts, means people who discovered, they told that, means according to them, early man has noticed some logs of wood floating in the water. Maybe he has noticed some wood floating on the water. Then he came to know that, okay, wood floats on water. Then we can make boats out of it and cross the river. So what they did, they had made this boats, okay, with wood, and they crossed the river. So by traveling and transporting heavy loads on land, it was very difficult for them. So that is the reason at first, no, they made carts called as sledges. Okay, they are called as sledges. So these sledges, no, they are not able to pull. So what did they did? Okay, first they used the sledges, and it was very hard for them to move on the, okay, the sledges, no, they could not move on the this smooth ground. Very hard it was. Then slowly they invented the wheel. Okay, at first they made carts called sledges, and that could be pushed or pulled on the ground. They also used animals to pull the sledges. But after that, what happened? Then, after some times later, early man has realized that round logs of wood rolling down. So, some round logs of wood rolling down, they have realized, they have seen. Then they came to know that round things could move easily on the land. So therefore, they fitted the round things to these sledges, and they made a wheel. Thus, the invention of wheel was a great achievement in the life of early man. And not only this invention of wheel is used for transporting, but they also used for making pots with clay. Then no wonder the invention of wheel is considered to be an important event in the human beings. So like this. So they saw a round piece rolling. Then they came to know that round things will roll, can move easily. Then they started slowly using this wheel. They made the wheels, carts, and even they used these wheels to prepare pots also with the help of clay.